Hey guys, it's TwoBricks, and I just wanted to do a quick update video for you guys on the legs and the kind of retrofitting that I had done for the T-Rex model. A couple of you guys had pointed out in the comments that her legs were looking just a little too spindly and a little too skinny, and so what I did was I took some photographs of the model and then overlaid them with the original CG model from the 1993 movie, and I just kind of double checked the proportions and made sure that everything was looking good. And yeah, the thighs were quite a bit too small on my model. They were definitely too narrow. And I also felt like she was just a little too short. So what I ended up doing is taking the whole leg assembly, moving it down, and then sort of rebuilding the thigh area around it. So yeah, we'll take a look at some of that up closer. And I figured this would be a good opportunity to show you guys some of the stuff in the base here before I end up kind of building it back into a solid base. All right, so we'll take a little look and see what the new changes are. Most of this in here is exactly the same as the last update. The main thing that changed ended up being the thigh proportions. And then, like I said, in order to achieve the height that I wanted, I just ended up moving the whole thing down and then building up the mass around here for the extra kind of thigh meat that I wanted to get in there. And actually, I think that the transition into the body works a lot smoother now and a lot better than previously. So I'm more happy with that. So that's a bonus. And then going down into the ankles and the feet, I wanted to show you guys how this is kind of continuing into this Technic structure at the base, and that gives the support. And actually, what's funny is the amount of support that I thought that I needed before is actually less now. Because of the update to the legs, there's more connection points in the thigh that give it a little extra kick of stability, and so it actually doesn't need as much grounding as previously. There was a whole support beam that came out here before that connected to this foot, because previously the whole thing wanted to tip this way all the time, but now it's standing pretty nicely on its own. It doesn't really have any issues, so yeah, that worked out great. All right, I'll give you guys a look at the other side here. And I think part of the reason that it's slightly more stable might also be due to the fact that I ended up moving this leg not just down one stud, but down one and forward one, which means that the point at which this is supporting it is further forward than it was. And that might help to mitigate some of the lean that this previously had. And so the reason that I ended up moving it forward and down is because the orientation of this leg is, seemingly coming out this way. It's actually attached, it's attached horizontally, and then it goes down using that 45-degree beam. But in order to make it appear that it's rotating around this point, I ended up just having to kind of shunt it down in this direction. And then I ended up doing a lot more building underneath here than on the other side, where I kind of built up both sides a bit more. But I actually think that works pretty well. I like where the dividing line is down here for the kind of muscle. I think that looks pretty good. So yeah, the extra stability, the better accuracy, that all works out great. And I think all in all, it's just a better model for the feedback. So thank you guys again for suggesting that I take another look at that. It's great. That's one of the things that's so awesome about Lego is you can just make changes on the fly. And something that I wasn't able to do last time is to take the leg off and show you guys how it's actually attached. Don't worry, she's not dead back there, she's just resting. And this is something that I thought I would take an opportunity now to do, since I'm going to be building it back into the base very soon, and it's going to be basically impossible to pull these legs apart again. So this just shows you that internal structure that I was referring to with the Technic beams. And previously it was only attached via these two parts right here, and then this one. And then I was able to add this extra beam and then add in pins into these parts right here once I moved it into the new location. So that's what really, really helped to beef up this leg and to give it the extra sturdiness. And then yeah, so this is, the body kind of comes down into here. So this is where I have to terminate with the paneling. And then I'll show you guys really quick here. This is where it actually plugs into. And this just ended up being a separate sub-assembly that I made and then plugged into the previous frame that was in here. and then the leg plugs into that subassembly. So I really wanted this thing to be modular so that I could take it apart fairly easily and work on different sections. Obviously, the building it into the base kind of threw that off, but the idea and the intent was still that I would be able to remove panels and sections and be able to switch things out if need be. And actually, while I had that leg off, I just made a quick little substitution. This was a Technic brick right in here, and you could see the hole poking through. So while I had that leg removed, I just decided to replace it really quick with a regular 1x2 that does not have the hole in it. So there you go, constantly improving. And then really quick, this is the other side. This is much more straightforward because it's sitting at a it's sitting in a vertical configuration, you know, relative to this. So it was just a simple matter of plugging in enough Technic pins to hold the thing in place, and there you go. But yeah, very much the same idea on this one. You know, it's a little bit less hollow. It's more kind of solid throughout, but it is easier when something isn't sitting in an angle to do that. So yeah, and same deal again, just plugs into that Technic assembly that I have placed in there. All right, guys, I'm gonna get back to work and finish this whole thing up for you so I can truly do the final video next update that will have all of the different elements in it come together and tie this whole scene into one. I'll give you a quick little sneak preview. Uh-oh, what was that? What was that? Well, you'll have to wait until next time to see. And so yeah, if you guys like the video, please do the old thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget to do that if you want more videos. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. You know, I'm cool with negative feedback. You guys know that by now. So yeah, go ahead and tune in for the next one, and we'll finish out this series. And this has been such a blast. I'm super excited to get the whole thing all brought together for you guys. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.